'Twas the night before Christmas as we thought of our week. As we tried to decide, should we stay or should we go, our bags were packed and unpacked with some moans in hopes that we could visit Dad's childhood home. The girls were restless all week in their beds, while visions of snow danced in their heads. Mom was stressed out and Dad was lying low. We still couldn't decide, should we stay or should we go. The days that followed were crazy as can be. On Monday, Mom called Dad to tell him the news. She had burned up the microwave. It went up in a flash. She told Dad to stop at Home Depot and spend some cash. That night, as Dad got home from the store, he carried the microwave inside and closed the garage door. But what to his wondering eyes should appear, the garage door had broken, so he asked for a beer. Well, he installed the new opener lively and quick, but the cash he had just spent was making him sick. He decided right then the Zuzu trip was done, but Alyssa and Christina shouted out loud, "What about Addie and Belly and Braden and Sarah, Daniel and Crystal and Jaden and Janelle?" At the top of their lungs, they let out a wail. "We want to go, we want to go, we want to go now." To top it all off, Uncle Mike's games did arrive, but we met with an obstacle, so we pushed it aside. But Dad still couldn't decide whether to stay or to go. I think at that time, Dad's decision was no. But thanks to some passes Dad's boss did provide, he finally relented and he said we could go. But the very next day, it started to snow. 2 inches or more, and man, it was cold. We were all dressed in wool from our heads to our toes, with a dusting of snow covering our clothes. Dad was still nervous about taking the trip, but the girls said if we didn't go, it would be a big rip. Their eyes, how they sparkled when Dad said okay. So off to the airport we drove the next day. With bags packed so heavy, Dad wanted to cry. But on the plane, we got and flew to the sky. With a little to do, our destination we did arrive, as we rented a car for a 2-hour drive. We arrived at the Spences around about 7. When we knocked on the door, the girls were in heaven. They opened the door with a quick smile. We were tired and hungry, and they said, "Come on in." With a wink of Dad's eye and a wave of his hand, gave us to know we arrived just as planned. The rest of the family wondered what was the clatter and sprang from the chairs to see what was the matter. Away to the window they flew like a flash, looked through the window and threw up the sash. And what to their wondering eyes should appear but a car full of Zuzus from Texas. After all the hugs and kisses, Dad did exclaim, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."